Hey y'all, Christina with Christy Lynn outside, coming to you from the living room because tonight I got a huge seed haul in the mail and I am ecstatic to share it with y'all. I got some stuff from the Croc gardener and I got some stuff from Hoss Tools. So let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna start with the package that I got from Hoss Tools tonight. This is the February Small Sprouts box. It's a new subscription box. This is only their second month doing this for 7 southern states. I don't think it's open to all the states yet. It's just open to the southern states right now because they're testing out their products with our particular growing zones. So this month the theme is seed starting. So we got a bag of seedling mix that's nice and fluffy. It doesn't say how much. I want to say it's a pound or 2. Their 25 cell seedling tray with the bottom. Look how deep these are. I like them, and they're very sturdy. So cute. Definitely gonna fit in my little seed starting shelf very easily. I could probably stack these 2 or 3 deep, I think, in on my shelves. So I'm excited to try this out and see how well they work. And a bag full of seeds to start. And these are seeds that I can start immediately. Most of them, I think, are things that I can direct sow. I don't even have to start them in the seedling tray. So let's get started on looking at what we got here. Now, every seed, I believe, that you order from Hoss Tools comes with a tag. So you'll get a little tag that tells you that, so you can mark everything in your garden or in your trays. So I really like that idea because it helped me out. I won't use as much label tape if I have these. So there are 8 different kinds of seeds in here, and we'll get to those in a second. But they also, every box that we get a recipe from Mama Hoss. And this month's recipe is broccoli cheddar soup. And you get a customized sticker. This one says, Hoss, so amazing at starting seeds. So cute. Look at that. That's adorable. And there's a coupon on the back of the soup recipe also. Some seed starting tips and a list of what's included in the box. So let's get to these seeds. I'm gonna go in, I guess, day order. How many days they take to mature. So let me get these fixed up here. Okay, so all these seeds range from 45 days to 100 days, and these are all things that you can plant for the spring season, spring and summer. The first one we have is Gentry Hybrid Squash. It's a yellow summer squash, 45 days to maturity. Pascola Zucchini, 45 days to maturity. Sunburst Hybrid Squash. It's a cute little patty pan looking squash. That one is 50 days to maturity. a lot of squashes in this one. I don't like, well, I love squash, but I don't like growing squash in my garden because the squash vine borers are relentless here. And but of course I can't help myself. I'm always trying to get them to survive. But there are a lot of squash varieties in this box, so I was a little hesitant to be excited about it, but I love squash, so of course I'm gonna try to grow it. But I do have a little trick that I'm gonna try that I heard. Who was it? It was Chad with Down Home Southern Gardening. He says that he puts a couple mothballs in a tub of water and puts it around the base of his squash plants, and it helps to deter the squash vine borer moth. Not really a fan of using mothballs, but I guess if I can contain the mothballs so that it doesn't get eaten by anything, because they are toxic to animals, obviously. So I might try that because I really want to have a good squash year. So I might try that. Next we have the Hausenator pickling cucumber, which is 50 days to maturity. Love some cucumbers. And I might actually replace one of the cucumber varieties that I planned on growing in my garden with that one and see how it does, because I have already grown the other one and I know how it does. So I'm going to compare it to that one, I think. All right, next we have the, oh wait, that was no, I lie. Not gonna try that one just yet. Might try it a little later. I don't really have room for it right now. The one that I'm gonna try is the Hausenator Slicer cucumber, which is 60 days to maturity. I have a small lemon cucumber that I'm gonna grow this year for my grandson. I think he'll really enjoy having the little tiny yellow cucumbers to snack on. But I also want a slicer to put in my salads. So I'm gonna replace the slicer that I planned on growing with this Hausenator Slicer. The pickling cucumber, maybe next year, because I have a ton of pickles still already. Next is the Magnolia Blossom Pea. I just planted some peas. So this one, maybe I'll do it in the fall. I don't know. Or next spring. But man, if I'd have known this one was gonna come in, I would have waited and used this one. This one is 70 days to maturity. Next is another thing that I absolutely love, another squash. The next two actually are other squash varieties. I absolutely love spaghetti squash. And I had a small orangetti spaghetti squash that I grew last year. I only got one teeny tiny one. It wasn't even usable before the squash vine borer just decimated it. So I'm gonna try this Small Wonder spaghetti squash, 90 days to maturity. So this is getting into the winter squash varieties that take much longer to mature. Winter squashes still have to be started in the spring. They just take longer to mature, and they can store much longer than summer squashes. And the last one is sweet dumpling squash. It just sounds really amazing. I don't know how it tastes, but it looks cute. It would be an amazing decoration for the fall this year. And if it tastes as good as it sounds, we're gonna have a nice treat this fall also. This one is 100 days to maturity. So when I heard that I was getting seed starting stuff from Haas Tools for the February box, I was a little disappointed because I just started all my seeds. I just started a ton of seeds. So I was like, well, okay, well, I guess there's some stuff to start for the fall. But when I saw what came in, I decided I'm going to be changing some things up this year. So I went into my planner, changed a few things up, added. I'm probably going to be growing my squashes in containers because I don't have any room in my raised beds. All my raised beds are already planned out for the whole year. So I'll probably just put the squashes in containers and let them ramble around the garden. I'm also going to do a watermelon, I think, in a container because my peanut wants a watermelon. And as much as I want to just trick him and throw a watermelon out there and tell him that it grew, I can't do that. I can't lie to him like that. Poor baby. Not really excited about having watermelon vines all over the place, but since I'm doing squash, I might as well because there's going to be vines all over the place anyway. Next is my seed haul from the Croc gardener. Doug, the Croc gardener, did a seed swap for February. And February being because it would give us all time to start our seeds and plan out our year. Well, because I'm a serial planner, I already have my whole year planned already. But that is subject to change at all times. So we'll see. We're probably going to be changing some stuff up because look at all of these seeds that we got. I can't remember how many people participated. I think only, let's see. No, I don't have it up here. I think only a handful of people actually participated, but Doug came through for us and he donated, I think, like 8 or 9 different kinds of seeds to the seed swap, just to make it, I guess, worth all of our while. But each one of us that participated donated to or sent in 2 types of seeds that we felt were our favorite in production. And so the 2 that I sent in were my favorite cherry tomato, which is the Tommy Toe. It's a larger cherry tomato, but it was very productive for me and has always been very productive for me. It is an indeterminate cherry tomato, and I love it in salads. And the other one that I sent in, I actually have never grown. I'm going to grow for the first time this year, but I had plenty of seeds to share. It's a perennial, or it can be a perennial. It's the green globe artichoke. So I hope that everyone that received the green globe artichoke can get some great artichoke for years to come. And then everybody else sent in a ton of stuff. Now I went on Doug put it on each thing what type of seed was in here, and there's it feels like about at least 6 to 10 seeds in each package. So that's awesome because I was only really expecting to get like 3 or 4 for each variety. So let's get started on what we have here. There's a ton of stuff. Let's see, from Doug, the Croc gardener, we have the hybrid pimento elite pepper. This is it's a mild hot pepper. The Scoville unit is only 100 to 500. So it's very mild, grows 3-inch red peppers, and they take 60 to 90 days to mature. Excited about that. I'm really going big on peppers this year, and I might add that to my collection. Next, from Roxanne, was the Cherokee Purple tomato, which is a favorite for a lot of people. I have never grown the Cherokee Purple. It is an heirloom. It's an indeterminate type, which means it vines out and will produce all year long. This one is 75 to 80 days to maturity. Next, from Tony, was the Macho Nacho Hybrid Jalapeno. This is a large jalapeno. I'm excited about this one. I think I'm definitely adding this one to my lineup this year. 4-inch jalapeno peppers. Scoville unit is 45 to 6,500, and days of maturity is 70. This one was donated from Chad at Down Home Backyard Gardener. Love his channel, by the way. Y'all go follow him. He sent in, actually I got two packets of this, so he must have sent in a whole bunch. Star of David okra. I love okra. I was not really planning on growing okra this year because I have a lot that is already preserved. I pickled a bunch of okra, and with as much potatoes and onions and garlic and tomatoes and peppers that I had planned out in my garden, I really didn't have room for okra. But what southern gardener doesn't have room for okra? I gotta find a place for it, because I'm trying this Star of David. Thank you, Chad. From another one from Tony. This is the Rundy Brandywine tomato. This is an heirloom indeterminate tomato. This is a very well-known heirloom Brandywine. It takes 60 to 90 days for maturity. That's a nice slicer, small beefsteak. From Sandra Green Thumb. This was the blonde bell pepper, which is 70 to 80 days to maturity. This is a very light yellow bell pepper, which I might also add to my pepper lineup. Thank you, Sandra. Also from Doug, again, the Croc Gardener, the Buratino tomato. This is a yellow paste tomato, and when I looked this up, it's very interesting looking. It is a elongated tomato with like a little point to it, and it was interesting looking. If I remember to, I'll put a picture of it up there. But this one is 75 days to maturity. It's an heirloom indeterminate. Thank you, Doug. Also from Doug or Kid Croc, I'm not sure. He didn't have this one listed on our email. So I want to say this might have come from Kid Croc, because I think he grew this one last year for the tomato challenge. This is the orange accordion tomato. This is also an indeterminate heirloom, 80 days to maturity. Very big beefsteak tomato. Also for another one from Sandra Green Thumb. This is Blue Lake beans. These are bush beans, I believe. I think Blue Lake can come in pole beans or bush beans. I'm assuming these might be the bush type. And they are also an heirloom, 55 to 60 days to maturity. I love beans. I have plenty of room in my garden for beans. Bush beans can go anywhere. You can put bush beans under tomatoes. You can put bush beans in any little open spot in your garden, and in no time you'll get a flush of beans. So this is definitely going in my garden. Thank you, Sandra. Another one from Doug, the Croc Gardener, orange icicle tomato. I have these already, and I have grown them or attempted to grow them in the last couple years. In fact, orange icicle was the only one of the indeterminate tomatoes that I had last year that actually produced a couple. Of course, that was my bad, or it wasn't anything that the tomatoes were at fault for. Let me just put it that way. So the orange icicle is a elongated paste type tomato. It is orange, shaped like an icicle, I guess, because it is also got like a little pointy end to it. 75 to 90 days to maturity. I like this, and I want it to do well in my garden again. Hopefully, maybe this year or next, I'll have some great orange icicle tomatoes. This one's another one from Doug, the Croc gardener. This one is the one that that Doug actually won the tomato challenge last year with. Mrs. Maxwell, big Italian tomato, big beefsteak tomato, another indeterminate heirloom, 80 days to maturity. Thank you, Doug. This one is from Virginia. This is the sweet banana pepper. This is a classic. Can't go wrong with that. I love banana peppers. I would love to be able to can and pickle some banana peppers this year. So this is probably going in my garden this year too. Thank you, Virginia. Oh, 65 to 75 days to maturity. And the Scoville units on that is 0 to 100 is very mild. All right. This one is from Dale from OSKG. Old Southern Kitchen and Garden. Love his channel too. The Homestead tomato. This is another heirloom style tomato, but it's a semi-determinate, which means it'll vine out, but it's not going to vine out crazy like a indeterminate tomato. It is a sauce style tomato, and I've heard really great things about the Homestead tomato in southern climates. It's supposed to be very heat tolerant, and Dale lives in the South like me in Louisiana, so he should know. 65 to 80 days to maturity. Thanks, Dale. Another one from Dale at OSKG is the Marglobe tomato. I actually have this one started already. I ordered it and started it last with all the other tomatoes in my other video. Excited about this one. This is an heirloom slicing style. Also supposed to be heat tolerant. 65 to 90 days. This is also a determinate style, so it's going to be a short bushy plant, and everything is going to ripen at once, or mostly ripen at once. Determinate tomatoes are also really good in southern climates where it gets entirely too hot in the summer and the tomato plants just give up on producing during the heat. And once you get above like 90 degrees, and that happens very quickly down here in the South. So the determinates will mature before the heat sets, and we can usually get like 2 crops in. So thank you, Dale. This one is from Roxanne. It's the mangaji pepper. This is a sweet, mild Japanese chili. Very excited about this one. This is probably going in there too. Scoville unit of 0 to 100, so it's not going to be spicy at all, but it's going to be like a great little salsa pepper maybe. 80 to 90 days to maturity. Thanks, Roxanne. This one is also from Doug, the Croc gardener. The paprika pepper. I wanted a paprika pepper, so thank you. 70 to 80 days. Not much to say about it, except this is a great pepper for making paprika. I I actually wanted to do paprika peppers so I can put them in the smoker outside and make me some smoked paprika. So definitely going in my setup this year also. Thanks, Doug. This one is also from Doug, the Croc gardener. Scarlet runner bean. This is a lima, or what we call in the South a butter bean, but it's a purple or pinkish reddish variety, almost black sometimes. 60 to 75 days to maturity, and it's also a pole bean. Pole beans will typically produce longer than and give you more of a yield than bush beans, but it's like a handful a day kind of thing instead of getting a big harvest all at once. So you can pull these off all season long. So the more you have, the more you get. Obviously, the more you harvest, the more you get. And great beans. Thank you, Doug. Also you can let them dry on the vine and use them as dried beans. So that's a great way to put beans up for the winter. The last two are also from Doug, the Croc gardener. Habanero pepper. This is the one pepper I'm probably not going to add to my setup this year, but I probably will next year. Not a huge hot pepper fan, but I do have people in the family that like to try hot stuff or that love hot stuff. My dad actually loves hot peppers. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in a pot for you, Dad. I don't know. I don't like hot peppers. Not very much at least. I like to chop them up a little bit here and there. But I already have 3 types of hot peppers that are going in my garden this year. So this one might have to wait till next year. But thanks anyway, Doug. The habanero pepper is a very famous pepper, very, can't find the word for it. People like it, just saying. And the last one, Black Beauty tomato. This is a beautiful tomato. And I have never grown it, but I mean, Black Beauty, what more can you say? This is a heirloom indeterminate slicer type or small beefsteak tomato, 80 to 85 days to maturity. Not going in my garden this year. Would have if I had known I was going to get it though. I already have enough indeterminate tomatoes started already, but definitely going in my list for next year. Thank you. So if you like what you saw and you want to participate next year, follow the Croc Gardener and jump in. All of this for the price of a few seeds and shipping and handling. That was it. $5 for shipping, a little over $5, I think. So thank you, Doug. Thank you very much for doing this. I have a ton of stuff now to add to my seed collection and to my garden this year. So thanks. Now I get to go in my garden planner and completely rearrange everything. That's okay though, because that's what I like to do. I love to plan. I love to rearrange. I love to change things up. And I am loving some of these varieties that I got. So thank you everyone for participating. I really enjoyed it. And if you like it, then participate with us next year. It'll be fun. So thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something in this seed haul that maybe you're interested in growing this year. And don't forget to follow all of these guys on here because they're amazing. I don't follow Sandra Green Thumb yet, but Sandra, I'm coming to you, girl. I'm coming to follow you. The Croc Gardener, Down Home Backyard Gardening, Old Southern Kitchen and Garden. Oh gosh, so many in here. Go to their channels and follow them. They're amazing. And keep growing.